A dimly lit alleyway in Milwaukee, 1991. Rain falls slowly under a flickering street lamp. It began with a scream, one that echoed down an alley in Milwaukee's west side on a muggy July night. A scream no one reported. A scream everyone would regret ignoring. Police tape. A rundown apartment complex, Oxford Apartments. When authorities were called to the building at 924 North 25th Street, they thought they were dealing with a violent dispute. What they found would unravel one of the most horrifying cases in American history. Officers entering apartment 213. Inside the small apartment lived a soft-spoken man, Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer. He cooperated too easily. Refrigerator door being opened. Cut to officers stepping back in shock. In that moment, the Milwaukee Police Department stumbled upon a nightmare. Photographs of mutilated bodies, severed heads in the freezer, and acid-filled barrels. News headlines flash, Milwaukee Cannibal arrested. Dahmer confessed to 17 murders, to unspeakable acts. The country gasped. The case seemed closed. Candlelight vigils and community protests. But for the families, it wasn't enough. Something didn't sit right. A woman, Glenda Cleveland, crying in an interview. Glenda Cleveland, Dahmer's neighbor, had called the police multiple times. She knew something was wrong. She begged them to listen. They didn't. A photo of 14-year-old Konarak synthesumphone, one of Dahmer's victims. One of Dahmer's victims had escaped, naked and bleeding. Officers led him back into Dahmer's arms, believing it was a lover's spat. Audio recordings of Milwaukee Police Dispatch. When the tapes were leaked, the world heard officers laughing, joking about handling the gays. The public was outraged. Protesters outside the Milwaukee Police Department. Was Dahmer a monster alone, or was he allowed to become one? Dahmer at trial, quiet, expressionless. He didn't fight the charges. He pleaded guilty to all of them, but the investigation into how he got away with it had only just begun. Documents from Oxford Apartments landlord records. Landlords had filed complaints. Neighbors reported foul smells. Sounds of screams. Nothing was followed up. Repeatedly. FBI agents arriving at the Milwaukee precinct. The FBI launched a parallel investigation, not just into Dahmer, but into the system around him. Internal Affairs interviews with officers. 2 officers who returned a bleeding child to Dahmer, reinstated, promoted, and awarded Officer of the Year. A mysterious man in a blurred photo outside Dahmer's apartment. Then came a twist. In one of the surviving victim statements, he mentioned another man, watching, not stopping, taking notes. A basement full of journals, creepy sketches of body parts and rituals. That man, later identified as Leonard Keene, was a former medical student expelled for unlicensed experiments. He'd lived in the building below Dahmer for 3 years. evidence board linking Dahmer and Keene with red strings. Investigators began to ask, was Keene merely a bystander or something more? Surveillance footage recovered from a hidden camera in the building. Footage revealed Keene entering Dahmer's apartment multiple times, sometimes hours before victims went missing. Interrogation footage. Keene is calm, articulate, smug. When questioned, Keene claimed clinical curiosity. He called Dahmer a subject, a case study. "I never touched them," he said. "I just watched." Inside a university lab storage room, empty jars, formaldehyde, bones. But when agents searched Keene's storage unit, they found preserved organs, labeled, documented, dated before Dahmer's arrest. Photos of victims matched with items in Keene's collection. 3 victims Dahmer had never confessed to, and yet Keene had parts of them. Newspaper headline, Dahmer had help? The narrative shattered. Was Dahmer working alone, or was this something darker? Emotional interviews with victims' families. The families were furious. Had the system failed again? Had they focused so hard on the monster, they missed the man behind the curtain? Keene on trial. Leonard Keene was eventually charged with desecration of human remains, obstruction, and conspiracy, but not murder. A silent prison hallway. Dahmer was murdered in prison in 1994. He never spoke of Keene, not once, but he kept a journal, and one line haunts investigators to this day. A notebook page reads, "He taught me how not to feel." Was Dahmer a lone monster, or was he made by something far more calculated? Milwaukee skyline fades to black. Narrator. This wasn't just about evil. It was about silence, neglect, and what grows when no one listens. 17 known victims, perhaps more. Forgotten boys, silenced lives, forever linked by the man we knew as a monster, and the monster we never saw coming. We remember them, not for how they died, but because they deserved to live. In darkness, evil thrives, but in truth, it can't hide forever. Dahmer's case seemed open and shut, but a hidden man, Leonard Keene, was watching, studying, possibly influencing. He may have helped cover up or even manipulated some crimes, raising the possibility Dahmer was a pawn as much as a predator.